Hi friends, today on our F series Health and Wellness section, we are going to cover a doctor, a celebrity coach and a leading psychologist. Dr. Kanan, welcome to this series, and we are very keen to know what kind of work you cover in your day-to-day activities.
So I essentially am a brain mechanic. I work with CEOs and I coach them to enhance their productivity and performance.
Great.
I work with celebrities, so they're able to de-roll, they're able to be more relaxed and really harmonize work and life.
Sounds good.
And I also create what I'd like to say thought leadership in the domain of performance and productivity, which is my domain.
Recently, we saw your update, you being to Delhi, and you had an interaction with Rika Roy of NDTV Sports Editor. Tell us something about your Delhi experience with NDTV.
So, it was televised on NDTV.
Yeah.
It was a panel discussion,
Okay.
which was attended by the Australian High Commission
Yes.
and Australian broadcasting channels.
Okay.
It was also attended with the Indian Deputy Sports
So it was
Minister.
kind of an international coverage.
Yes, it was. In fact, the
Wonderful.
Australian broadcasting channel has even taken another interview, which is
Okay.
already televised in Australia.
Okay.
And Rika Roy was, holding the entire panel discussion, and I must say she did a brilliant job with it.
Great.
My part, essentially, I was asked to speak about how we can increase women participation in Indian sports
Okay.
using tools and frameworks of Blue Ocean strategy,
Okay.
and essentially with also presenting on grit. So me and my co-consultant, as you know, Mr. Gurdarshan Singh, we presented a paper there on the subject.
Great. Dr. Kanan, we also observed that few weeks back you had an interaction and a talk on the TED Talks. Tell us something. What you talked about the human pollution, human evolution. What has made you to thought on this series?
Right. So I think the governments across the world, they speak so much on different forms of pollution. So the common saying is that water pollution is an old story, and everybody understands that our water being polluted is largely impacting our quality of our life in our body, because water goes to literally every cell in our body.
True.
And then there is air pollution.
Absolutely.
Right? And air pollution is the
Right.
topic of the now.
Absolutely. It's
You
been
know?
burning now, and it's a very, very
Yes.
big issue.
So the quality of the air we breathe impacts the way we think our performance in our day-to-day life.
Yes.
And if you look at what is really the cause of any form of pollution, even the fruits and the vegetables we eat, or water or air, it largely stems from the fact that it's the human race, the humankind, which is being polluted. So
Absolutely.
human pollution is the bigger picture.
Okay.
And I think the World Health Organization,
True.
as much as they canvass for air pollution and water, need to stand up for how can we move from human pollution to human evolution. And that's
Okay.
really the big picture.
Okay, that's good. Dr. Kanan, as you talked about the air pollution, right now, for last 2-3 days, especially in Delhi and north part of the country, this has been a very big issue. In fact, the schools are being declared shut till this coming Sunday, and everybody in all media coverage, this is a huge subject. Even though, we are based out of Mumbai, and Mumbai, along with air pollution, is a highly humid area. What is your call on this subject? What kind of health issues you come across, and what kind of remedies you suggest?
So there is air pollution on one hand, and
Okay.
if you read more about, of at least in Mumbai and coastal regions, there is humidity pollution as well, and both are relevant.
Okay.
So air
Okay.
impacts the oxygenation
Okay.
in our body,
Okay.
and that truly impacts the way we think. So sometimes at the end of the day, when we feel very tired, yes, you must be feeling tired as well at the end of the day, right?
Yes.
And even though we take vitamins, we drink a lot of water, we must exercise to improve our energy levels, have nuts and fruits. The challenge with a lot of individuals in the corporate domain, they will still be exhausted by the end of the day. And then we erroneously will also blame and say we have too much of pressure of work. Absolutely. Right? And we want to balance work and our time is not being managed. But something as basic as improving the quality of the air we breathe.
True.
Because when we are unable to do that, the most common is allergies and infections. And
Absolutely.
you can see them on the rise.
Yeah.
People are constantly, children with sore throat.
Absolutely.
When they really haven't been screaming so much, there's no reason why a child should have repeated, sore throat and infections, and they're allergic in nature.
True.
Right? I mean, like we said, the media lobby with pharmaceuticals is on the rise.
Absolutely, yeah.
But very little to create awareness.
How to prevent
Yes,
it.
and humidity. You will be surprised. The humidity actually impacts our focus.
Okay.
Our inability to focus clearly has a lot to do with the humidity, which is prevalent in Bombay and coastal regions.
Absolutely.
Right? And
it affects all
yes.
the valuables. I mean, from interior to electronics, everything gets affected because of humidity.
Yes, but as human beings, like I said, we're in a world of human pollution. We will see what is evident externally, what is visible to the eye. So if your jewelry is tarnished, you'll feel bad. If your expensive furniture is not looking very great, you feel not so good, or you've invested so much money in the furniture. But this is your most expensive equipment.
Great.
Your brain is your most expensive tool, and we've got to really preserve that.
Okay.
And if we took initiatives of being aware, so the first step is awareness that the air and the humidity are also impacting my life. But yes.
So friends, as you heard Dr. Kanan talking about the various aspects of the human pollution to air pollution and humidity, we are going to continue this series in the coming time, and we want you to please keep in touch and keep a track of it. Dr. Kanan, thank you for the time, and we look forward for the upcoming series. Thank you very much.